1980s. That was the romantic look, the pirate shirt, the propped collars, single or double-breasted blazers, a classical men's style. And the 1980s was also when the Air Jordans debuted. For those of you all who may not be familiar with Air Jordans, it is the famous billion-dollar shoe made by NBA All-Star Michael Jordan. The Air Jordan shoes debuted in the 1980s, and that is when the style of hip-hop-ism was brought about, when these Air Jordans came. And in urban communities, sneakers started to become unlaced. Large gold jewelry started to become in style. And head wraps. All of this became a style, started to become style for men in the 1980s. And I think at that point, urban communities with the sneakers, unlaced, large gold jewelry, bandanas, I noticed at that point was when I saw the fashion for men starting to change. It was at that point when I noticed, okay, where are the blazers? Okay, where are the sweaters? Where are the fedoras? Okay, where are the hats? Where are the suit jackets? Sneakers being unlaced? Big gold jewelry? Okay, what happened? What changed? And I think it was at that point where 20 years later, 20 to 30 years later, here now in the year 2012, men have still taken on that fashionable image of the gold jewelry, wearing things on their head such as do-rags or caps, the sagging pants. That began to come about between the 80s and the 90s. It was cool to have your behind hanging out of your pants. Do you all think that this change of style with men, do you think that it has become good, or it has become bad? I really want to get you all's opinions on this.
I think some of it's like you have more in the urban areas. You have that kind of different style, but at the same time, I see a blazer as timeless. You know, it's something. It's a professional and a nice, clean cut look. I mean, I walked in here with one earlier, but you see the other people though trying to wear their pants hanging down or whatever, trying to be cool. Quote unquote cool versus that. I guess if we're going to go back to the older kind of terminology, a square,
a geek.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I mean, no one wants to be seen as that outcast, like, oh well, he's kind of weird because he doesn't dress like us thing. So I kind of see that. I don't see it as good, but at the same time, you see the same kind of trends starting with women's clothing too, and a lack of modesty.
At what point, gentlemen, do you think it became uncool to dress professional? At what point do you think it became uncool for you to have your pants on your waist? At what point do you think it became uncool to wear a tie, to wear a suit, to look presentable? At what point in you all's lives do you think that became uncool?
I don't think it ever was not cool. I think
it's in other words, it's always been uncool.
Yes. Well, no. I think wearing a suit, from my perspective, has always been cool, because when you wear a suit, that means you are always working. You at that job. You going there and you working. And to me, a man who spends his days wearing untied sneakers, baggy pants, sagging all the time, it doesn't really care about his appearance. If you wearing a suit, that's how I was brought up. If you wearing a suit, you really care about how your appearance. You really care about where you're going, your future. Because if I'm wearing a suit, that means I'm going somewhere and I'm talking to somebody that can benefit from my future. In business and anything, you never go into a conference room with sagging pants. Ever. It's never cool. It's never cool to present yourself as somebody who doesn't care about how they appear at any point in time, because you never can progress in your professional career if you are not dressed for the part.
You know, I find that so interesting, Justin Johnson, that you would say that. Because I have to be very honest with you. And, you know, one of the things that I make sure that I do is that if I'm going to be a platform of inspiration, a platform of hope for other people out there, I want people to know that I don't mind talking about my mistakes. I don't mind talking about my downfalls, some of the things that I've struggled with, because I want to be real. I want to be honest with my listening audience, because that's what this work of journalism is about. It's about honesty. And my honest thing is this. I remember when I first started this show, when we first started this show, back in September of last year. I remember for the first 2 shows, there was the world premiere show, the HIV and AIDS show, and the second show, the show we did on teen bullying and teen suicide. I didn't wear a suit. I didn't wear a suit to work. It wasn't until the 3rd show that I started wearing suits and ties to come to work. And it felt good. It started to feel good wearing suits and ties when I come to work. If you notice, anyone who's listened to the show and you see the pictures that we take, I've always worn a suit or a vest or a tie or something of that nature. And a part of me, I did kind of fall prey to that idea of square, loser, geek. Oh, who does he think he is? He's got a suit on. I fell prey to that train of thought. I did, because a part of me as a man, I don't want anyone to look at me and think that I was trying to be someone special. I did kind of want to fit in with that train of thought that says, you know, just be right here. Just stay right here. Don't go too high. Just stay right here. You know, why do you have to wear a suit to a radio show? It's not television. No one's going to see you. And there were so many times in my mind where I wrestled, are they right? Why am I wearing a suit to a radio show? But you hit it. You hit it on the nose, Justin Johnson. You're dressing for your future.
And you notice how people who guest on radio shows, some people who dress down, they're never brought up in the conversation of they're always put together well. You know, they're always professional. They never talk about, you know, if you come in with a t-shirt and jeans, but the radio host that wears a suit, they're always going to bring that up. He cares about how you appear. You notice that?
Absolutely.
The radio host that always comes in with a suit, that means that man's professional. That man's know that he doesn't care whether he's on TV, radio, or whatever. He's going to present himself as a professional.
Do you feel better when you wear suits?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
I love a suit.
You love a suit?
I love a suit.
You gentlemen over here, do you all love a good suit? There is something about a good suit that just makes you really feel like a man.
Not going to lie.
You do. You take yourself seriously. You do, LaQuentin Ragland. You really do. Let me ask you this. Have you all ever, and be honest here, I want to know, have any of you all ever gone through that culture of, or that fashion of sagging, or that fashion of disheveledness in your looks? I'm sure we all have. Yes. In some way or another. Why? Why would you all try to conform to the guys around you, to their looks? Why?
I think it's going back to like the media thing, watching, you know, MTV and seeing all the music videos. Everybody's sagging their pants. They're getting women and cars and money. And it's like I said, it's just putting like a vision in young people's eyes. And they're thinking, oh, this must be cool. This must be the way, you know, to do it, to get through life. And that's what they were seeing. And I mean, it's just how it happened.
Tyler Stone?
I think a lot of it comes back to just our human nature to want to fit in. Because if you dress up and everything, then you kind of put yourself a little bit above that person. Not necessarily saying that you're better than them, but that's how they see it. And it's also human nature for you want other people on your level. So you see those other people try and pull you down, and no one likes being pulled down by any means.
No one likes being pulled down, especially not a man.
No.
We're supposed to be the strong, the brave, and the fearless, and when we have someone trying to tug on that, pull us down, it's like, whoa, No, I wasn't asking for that. I don't want that. Okay, I'll go ahead and take the suit jacket off. Oh, I gotta take the tie off too? Okay, fine. I'll take the tie off. Okay, I gotta unbutton my shirt. Okay, fine. Okay, am I cool now? I cannot tell you how many times I know I've gone through that in my life. I noticed too, if let's just say if I'm walking around here in the city of Jacksonville, Alabama, where we broadcast live from, I've noticed there are some times when I've walked around, and let's just say if I walk by a group of men, a group of young men who or may not have a blazer on like I may have at that particular point in time, or may not have a suit on. I could be on my way here to work at WLJS, and I'll be walking past a group of gentlemen, and they might not be as dressed as I am. I notice when I walk by them, they'll kind of look at me and kind of laugh because they see me with my suit on. And sometimes I say to myself, well, dang, darned if I do, darned if I don't. Mm-hmm. And in your head as a gentleman, you try to wrestle with that. It's like, okay, well, what can I do? Okay, let's see. I got to dumb myself down to look and do what all these other guys are doing. But then when I try to be better, they still laugh at me. They still talk about me. Have you all ever been through that before?
Yes.
How do you handle it? LaQuentin, Ragland, I want to know, how do you handle it?
Well, for me, it was me learning at a young age that no matter what you're doing, carry yourself as if you're a professional. Mm-hmm. And for me, it wasn't more so me being picked on or criticized, but it's how I carried myself. And so I think I had the opportunity to impact other people, to see, man, he's really taking himself serious, and other people are taking him serious as well. So it's more so, maybe being ridiculed, but you'll see them kind of jockeying or trying to follow the same steps that you have taken as well. In not in an obvious manner, but right. They might be with their male associates or their male constituents, and they may laugh when they see you walk in a suit, all who we think he is square, but in the back of their mind they're going, that's all right. And that's what I always say. I always say that when you always get men, and it happens every time, I promise you, it is almost inevitable that when you always get a man in his private moment, in where it's just you and that man, you find out who that man really is. You find out he's not the thug that he tries to be. You find out he's not this gangster that he tries to be. You find out, you know what, he really doesn't like calling girls the B word. You find out that man really does have respect for women. You find out that man really does want to be somebody. You find that out. And I think that it's important that as men that we try to find that for ourselves and not have someone else have to pull it out of us. Not wait until someone has to back us in a wall, to back us in a corner to try to figure out who is a man. And I think that's important. I think that's important because they're one of the things about men that I have realized is that we all want to succeed. We all want to succeed. We all want to do better. We all have what was the last part of the title? Desires to improve. But I think for us, it's such a challenge when we try to figure out, okay, how do I improve? Do I improve on the left? Do I improve on the right? I'll go over here and improve. No. I'll come back here and improve. And then we have so many different examples. MTV, BET, VH1, everywhere. You have men out here who don't have fathers to teach them how to improve. We only have the examples of our friends who don't know any more than we do. They know just the same, just as much as we do, because we're the same age. It is. What message do you all have out there for men who do dress in that manner, who dress themselves down, who
dress themselves to conform, who dress themselves to say, I want to be cool. What message do you have for men out there who want their hair to look a certain